Hi everyone. I know it's been a while since my last sketchbook tour. Um, the main reason is because I don't draw every single month, or I don't really draw as much every single month, so I didn't really want like probably barely 10-minute video on my channel of just like, oh, I only drew like three things for the month of October. I only drew like one thing really, or like one full piece, and then it's a bunch of just, little sketches. But that's what this video is gonna be. I won't keep you guys waiting any longer. So here's sketchbook tour of the fall. So this, we're gonna start with around October. This was around the time I was doing Inktober as well, so this video might be a bit beefy. So we're probably gonna go through Inktober, but this was, I think, before I was working on Inktober. So in my last video, I was talking about working a little bit more on backgrounds, since I see that a lot of my art usually just showcases characters. And I want to, in this new year, really hone in on doing more backgrounds and also doing more, what's the term? Like POV shots? Not really. Like perspective shots. Not just like 2D shots of like, the side or the front. I want to be able to do like behind, or if someone's like 3/4 angle from the top. But with this one, I don't know, like I just kind of had a little thought with this. The main inspiration for this piece was kind of high score girl in a way, but not really. The main inspiration was looking outside of, like a car window, like on a trip or whatever, and you're just seeing like the telephone poles and everything, maybe the moon, some buildings. I put a little melon stand for whatever reason. But I kind of thought also about High Score Girl in a way. That scene where the two kids are walking on like a hill, like kind of like a hill, kind of like, I don't think they live in Tokyo, but like kind of like countryside-ish. And I also wanted to play with the lighting a bit as well, so you kind of see like a little light play. It's supposed to be my persona as well. So this next piece, I'm actually really like proud of this piece. I really love it a lot. It's one of my OCs. I'm trying to remember his name. It's been a long while since I've drawn him. My OC Kumo, who is supposed to be kind of like spider-like. That's why he has like another pair of arms. And this greenish character is actually the first time I've drawn what it's supposed to be like his love interest. And I was really excited that I managed to finish this piece, because it feels like I really played around with the poses and was really successful with it. And like, it's just Kumo. He's kind of drunk. He's dancing around with this nameless love interest at the moment. Yeah. A little background on the two of them. Kumo is a kind of bounty hunter, kind of spy character. So, he does a lot of like traveling and everything. And this character on the side is I wanted to make him bug-like as well. I kind of wanted to play around with bug-like hybrids. So I don't know what he would be. He'd probably be like a fly or something. Maybe like a spider and a fly kind of situation, I never thought about that before. But, Kumo is more definitely like extroverted and outgoing, and this character right here is, definitely more shy and reserved. But he really admires Kumo and his sister. Now, moving on to Inktober, I won't keep it very long because it was a lot. I ended up not finishing Inktober. As a matter of fact, I didn't even really do Inktober. I did what was called MilkyTober, which is by MilkyTomato on Instagram. I hope you see this. Your art is really amazing. I look up to you a lot. I'm surprised how you can get a lot of things out. Like your mind must be so like so open, and I really like your art a lot. Like, hopefully, you know, when I get any money together, I'll buy from you. Like, cause your art is that amazing. Like you have such creativity with both like concept and color. So day one was Ghost Sona, which is, you know, just my persona as a ghost. You know, she looks a little confused, a little not really much going on, you know, trying to keep it relatively simple. And then for the second day, we had Mushroom Witch, which I might just make this costume, honestly. I like her dress way too much. And I wanted to make her hair like kind of pink, you know, like just do something with it. She has her little cauldron. I really wanted to be creative when it came to showcasing the what it is. So like how the writing is in the kind of smoke coming out of the cauldron, and also, you know, be a little creative with the character designing. So next is Rats with Cake, and I'm thinking of actually making this into an either a sticker or a print maybe one day, because I did really like how it came out. You have the one rat, it's like really victorious. You have the two rats who like kind of look like they have stomach aches, and then the black rat in the corner is just chilling, just, you know, eating his little corner of cake. And then I love the little candles and cherries I put on top. I think this would be like probably like a kind of strawberry cake. So next was Ghost Party. It wasn't really you'll kind of see that I didn't really think about using OCs much when it came to this, like, you know, Inktober, but I thought it would be a little nice to have, you know, like a little ghost and then have the spirits, because I don't really know too much the difference between ghosts and spirits. But you know, the stereotypical ghost would, you know, look like kind of like a sheep ghost, and then the spirit would probably like look like an actual person. So for the next day, it was Halloween Clown. I really wanted to be a little bit more stylish with this one. I wanted to make her outfit cute and something that I could probably even make one day, honestly. If I ever do, you'll see it on my pages. But you know, I had her fishnets, I had this kind of half cape thing, a pumpkin on her head, you know, a little clown makeup. I like the little separate armbands that I tend to do for some characters that I just really like. It kind of gives a little bit of a silhouette in my opinion. But, you know, I have her like little happy little Halloween clown. So the next thing was called Ink Cat, which is probably one of my favorites that I did. It is, you know, just a little drippy cat. He's just cute in all his little drippy glory. Some of these I do plan on making into little prints or stickers, these being one of them. You know, just let y'all know in the meantime. There were some concepts on the list of MilkyTomatoes, like, you know, concept for MilkyTober, that I didn't like as much. No hate to them, but, you know, like, just stuff that I didn't think that I would be able to pull off. Such as this skeleton gamer. I've never in my life drew a skeleton before, and I just covered it up with, like, you know, a hoodie and some like kind of basketball shorts, because I don't really too much know how to draw a skeleton. I mean, look at the hands. The hands tell it all. This is another costume I might actually make one day. It is cake clown, which is, a little opposite of Halloween clown, where, she's sitting on a cake. There's almost, I think, a little of inspiration came from, Mardi Gras, actually, with like the gold and the goldish yellow and the purple. But this might just also be a costume I make one day. I think the boots are really cute. I think the kind of leotard that has the kind of neck piece that I usually see in like older clown designs, I think are really cute. This is probably one of the only times I've used an OC in an Inktober, and I can't remember her name because she's an old OC that I've drawn maybe about once or twice, and kind of briefly came up for the story for her. But I think her name was probably something like Dawn or something, and she's supposed to be this fawn-like character who kind of Alice in Wonderlands through a new forest. There is another character I think I had named Willow, who's like a kind of owl-like character. And I think this was around the time I was really getting into drawing like hybrid characters, or kind of like Kimono Mimi characters, but I just call them hybrid characters. Now, I did get permission from the girl at my job. Also, around the time, matter of fact, when I was doing Inktober, it was also the busiest time of the season at my scare acting job. But I did get permission from, I'm gonna just call her Junie. She was really nice, kind of, a little shy. She was kind of one of the makeup artists some days. I think she worked in the front before, to ticket handlers basically. But she came in the bathroom one time when all of us were getting ready, and I looked over and I saw this cute clown costume. And this was from day of Halloween. All the staff people dressed up as different things, but I loved her costume the most. It was amazing. And Jennifer, are you, if you're seeing this, I might just send you this little clip, but your costume was amazing, and I'm so happy that you let me show this to you. I also gave her 2 of my stickers afterward, after the season ended. I do tend to skip over some of this stuff, because for the most part, what I kind of didn't like too much about Inktober a little to begin with, or some art challenges and whatnot that have to do on a day-to-day basis. It feels like you have to rush to get these kind of things out. I would be probably day in and day out rushing to get some pieces done, while it was still October. And I didn't like feeling too rushed. Here's some pieces on the screen that I'm just gonna just brief over, that I didn't like that much because I didn't resonate with the concept too much, and I also had a specific style that I like to do. You can probably definitely tell which ones I probably spent more time on and put a little bit more effort into than others, because there was just some that I didn't like as much. Speaking of which, this challenge actually gave me a lot, I feel of sticker designs that I might just use, because I really do like making stickers. I like making little derpy characters that I could potentially sell online, such as this clown painter. Matter of fact, I might just make a print of these 3, the cake clown, the Halloween clown, and the clown painter, because I really do love this. Let's skip over to, I believe we're around the end of MilkyTober at this point. And again, another sticker design. It is Candle Rabbit, which I already thought about, a rabbit that has kind of a unicorn horn looking candle on its head, and it kind of drips down and whatnot. And I'm not really well versed in animal anatomy, but I feel like it came out pretty nice. I always struggle with like the kind of the bodies and the back legs of animals, but I feel like the one on the right came out better. I think it was probably the second one I did. Now for something I might actually make into a print. It was called Computer Garden, and I took a little bit, it felt like inspirations from older animes. I don't know why, but I kept thinking of the Utena anime while I was drawing this, both for the roses and also for the character. I like to think that this character is like a maybe mystical, I like to think that she's like a hybrid university professor, you know, just sitting in the rose gardens on a different planet, and you know, just she has a bunch of computers around her and everything. But I think that brings us to the end of MilkyTober. So Milky Tomato, thank you for the concepts. I really did like everything you do. I really do love everything you do. And yeah. Alright, so actually, to explain myself a little bit, I don't know if anyone here follows me on Instagram, but I was kind of on and off with the Inktober designs, because during the month of October, about halfway through October, I think I worked for about 2 weeks straight. So I would get up and go to work around 6, and then stay to maybe about 11, and then stay up all night, and then go to sleep at maybe like 6 and wake up for 12 or 1 or 2, like later in the afternoon, and then maybe have like maybe a good 2-3-ish hours to myself to just relax while I'm awake, and then get up and go to work again, and did that for like 2 weeks straight. It was very tiring, and I am one day probably gonna make a video about what it was like to be a scare actor. I wonder to myself if I should also like put some unfinished works in here. I might just, we'll do it. So this next bit was probably around the time that, or the concept of it not really came out, but came to my mind. I think the trailer for Digital Circus, for like, I think of the full season, I think, came out, and people were talking about, oh, Jack's working in fast food, and I thought, oh, that'd be awesome. So I came up with the concept and kind of a brief script of what would happen, and then the episode passed. It came and gone, and I thought, I still want to do it. I don't mind drawing Jax. I actually really like how Jax looks in my art style, so I spent probably the majority of my January working on this, which is, you know, kind of leads into why I didn't have a lot of like other works, because all of my time was going into drawing this comic that I eventually you know, I actually have released. Today is like March 1st right now, so I'm hoping to get this out by the 5th. But as of now, the comic is out. It's not everywhere yet. I haven't posted it on my Twitter yet. I probably should post it on my Instagram, but it is on my TikTok, and it is on my YouTube page. It's just a small, barely 3-minute comic dub that I actually got VAs for. Shout out to them. They were amazing. You know, it took like a good 2 months maybe to, it was just a lot of just a lot of pushing myself to kind of work on it almost every day, if not every other day, from the sketch to the line art to coloring. I was gonna make a little sticker sheet of this guy. It was based off of a picture I took of a little snowman I made outside. If you're in Texas, then, or Texas or Louisiana, and you know that a snow front hit like early January, and it caught everybody off guard with just how much it snowed. It did snow about, I think in 2021 or 2022, and it wasn't as much as like this year's. Like a few years ago, I could still see the grass. And for the last thing, I was kind of in a slump at the time and I wanted to make something. So I decided to go with something I saved in my Pinterest, OC Maker. And just I like these kinds of art challenges where it's just like answer questions basically. And it's like, oh, the color of your OC's hair is based off the color of the shirt you're wearing, and if you have glasses, or if you have this, like if you have this number of piercings, then yeah, that's how I made this character. I'm probably thinking of calling them Juniper, honestly. Not after the Juniper I know, but maybe after the Juniper I know, because I just didn't know too much of what to call them. And I think Juniper probably suits them a lot. So, as far as like the OC Maker, the hair of my stuffed, my like, not really stuffed animal, but more like plush, is like a kind of meat on a bone. For clothes, the color of my pet, I have a leopard gecko, and his colors are kind of like yellow, and his tail is kind of purplish. Anytime anyone ever asks me my favorite movie, I can never decide, because I always watch a lot of movies and I love a lot of things. But if I had to stick to one that I just always tell people, I tell them Ready Player One, because it has a lot of video game references and a lot of like characters that I grew up with, and I just like the story overall. Headphones, if I have an instrument, I have a guitar and I have a piano that I don't play because I just don't know how. And then glasses, if I have an exotic pet, which I consider my gecko an exotic pet. And then I was born in March, so I made them a vampire. And yeah, we came up with this little like red-headed vampire who kind of wears glasses that I think I based off of like Alucards a bit. And then I wanted to make them have like gold piercings instead of silver, since I heard that on top of werewolves, silver can also hurt vampires as well. So I was like, oh, what if they had gold piercings instead? So that's what I went with. So that was it for fall/winter of 2024 like digital sketchbook tour. I hope you guys all enjoy it, and I hope to make more of these as well as other videos as well. And I hope that you guys love seeing these and love seeing my art and how I make it. So until next time, bye!